What an incredible way to start the morning today, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to the Building the Future Summit. Now, we have a packed day today with powerful conversations about how vision, innovation, leadership are shaping the future of our cities, industries, and lives. Within an increasingly interconnected world, we are going to begin by exploring how a bold vision centered on security, intelligence, and resilience is shaping the cities of the future. Please put your hands together in welcoming to the stage His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Al-Kuwaiti, Head of Cybersecurity at the UAE government.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's given me great pleasure to be with great inspirational, aspirational leaders in this field. So thank you very much for this invitation. Thank you very much for having us as a part of this great future summit. And I'm sure building that future with the great previews that we've seen is really very, very important to us all, to the humanity, to the things that we're doing. And I'm sure this is already a part of many of the things that we and you already actually been doing in that perspective. Allow me to take you through some of the things that we have. I don't know if my slides will work on that aspect. So today we live in a modern world. And I like the art that been showing how you mix between those modern and traditions and doing so many of those great aspects. And as our founding father did mention that, those who doesn't have a past does not have a future. And this is where we, as a matter of fact, leverage that past and work together with you to build that future. Well, this is where we definitely follow that leadership vision, where it focuses on many of the things that we have in that aspect. So the vision of the leadership is definitely to move towards that world, to adopt many of those technologies, to really work in enhancing and working in building that digital economy and working with everybody to enhance and work on that smart cities. You saw those smart cities that we are actually embedding as well as working in order to build. The vision of our leadership, as a matter of fact, by Centennial 2071 is to turn the whole nation and some of the regions as well part to an AI nation. Well, this is where we need the great partnership of everybody that works with us. Though with this great technologies, adaptations, and many of the things that we do, we still see cyber attacks, cyber crimes, cyber warfare, things that impact us, impact our younger generation. And I'm sure maybe some of you have already faced some of those scams or fraud or even misinformation or disinformation or bullying. And this is again always targeted against even our kids, our online children who are actually really using that to innovate, to work, to build, to do many of those aspects. And that's where we come in the picture with you all, to provide that resiliency, to provide that safety and security, to work together in order to enhance that everybody in this country and in the virtual aspects of this country are safe and secure. And I'm sure you've heard, alhamdulillah, UAE is #1 in safety and security, and we are doing the same for, as a matter of fact, in the virtual world. UAE is ranked under the United Nations Global Cyber Index as #1 in cyber security. Alhamdulillah, we achieved those because of the great leadership as well as because of the great partnership that we have. And this is, alhamdulillah, thank you. And this is what actually allows us to be a pioneer on this. Maybe we don't market it, as again I was speaking with Her Excellency, that we don't come in the picture much, but we ensure the resiliency. We ensure that safety and security in the back end, that everybody is really leveraging this great momentum of digitization that we've seen to protect from cyber crime, cyber terrorism, and cyber warfare, and to ensure that national security as well as digital economy and many of those things are fulfilled with a great achievement and a great maturity levels. Today with AI, we've seen a great changes in that perspective. We've seen how AI is being used for us definitely as humans, but there are some people use it for negative perspective. And the abuse of that technology is what we need to really eliminate and avoid. Well, that's where we see many of those tools coming in the picture now, as simple as building a picture from a cartoon type of aspects, and that affect the data privacy or impact many of that child online aspects. And this is where we come as well to ensure and the future technologies, be it quantum, be it Internet of Things, be it many of those cloud computings, are adhered and complied with many of those compliances that we are actually working. And we are moving towards ultra connectivities. We are moving towards that a great adaptation of technology. Have you seen in some of those great video that we've just seen? But the battlefield will always increase. And that's why we need to be ready. That's why we need to be vigilant. We need to build that human factor in many of the things that we are already doing. Alhamdulillah, for example, in the sustainability planning that we do, on the digital economy that we ensure, all of it have embedded a cybersecurity factor in many of those aspects to ensure that public awareness, to ensure that hygiene, to ensure many of those are a DNA, and we continue to adapt those aspects. And to avoid many of those misinformation. Those who follow many of this social media, I'm sure they see many of those misinformation and disinformation and campaign against many of the things that is done here or there. But the idea here is to build that resiliency. So what we're doing here in UAE, we build, alhamdulillah, that stability and innovation, that balance between privacy and security, that great adaptation of everybody and partnership that we have, especially with the year of community, with the year of society, hand in hand, working together to achieve many of those goals. And our national cybersecurity strategy, as a matter of fact, focuses on those exact pillars: to build, to govern, to innovate, to partner, and that's one of the most important things, as well as to protect and defend. Well, that's what we do, maybe in the back end, but we cannot do this ourselves. We do it with you all. And fairest line of defense to us is the society. The fairest line who actually helps us and provide us with that aspects is the society. With all of the policies that we have and released, with all of the legislations and laws and things that is actually out there, we still and we always focus on bringing the society as a part of that. Alhamdulillah, with the leadership vision, we've seen that across many of the platforms that we introduced. And there is one initiative that we created called Cyber Pulse. And that Cyber Pulse is a pulse in our DNA. The cyber comes into that DNA where it spread the cyber security culture across so many things that we do. And that's what we've seen, as a matter of fact, in some of the cyber drills, in some of the awareness campaigns. Between now and then, we try to post and publish many of those great messages to be vigilant, to really not click or open this file, to really not to be tricked by many of those scammers or calls or things that we've seen here and there. But again, we cannot do this ourselves. It's the society who's helping us on this. And that's always the message we've been sending. We are completing that society. We are enhancing our expertise, as a matter of fact, with the great added value from this society, and that's what we actually seen so far. Many of this as well embedded in our startups, in our entrepreneurs type of aspects, where we have an incubator, an accelerator that takes many of the ideas that society is bringing and enhance it with us in order to come up with the great startups companies. Alhamdulillah, we successfully had brought more than 150 startup companies. One of them is valuated at even more than 50 or $60 million, as a matter of fact. Announced it in 2 weeks ago, JISEC, and continuing on that as we progress. I had to bring my phone with me because sometimes, cyber attacks happen. We need to ensure safety and security. And this is where those cyber attacks being detected. We have a monitoring system or center, which we call it an early warning system, whenever we see a DDoS attack coming to us, whenever we see any type of attacks coming to us, alhamdulillah, the first warning comes to that center, where it is connected to the financial sector, it is connected to the media centers, it's connected to everybody in that perspective, and alert them to take action. Alhamdulillah, this added great value in deterring and preventing so many attacks. You've heard sometimes outages happen. You've heard in COVID, for example, healthcare systems being taken down. You've heard, for example, many of the critical infrastructure. You saw CrowdStrike update where some of the airports get that blue screen. Nobody can travel. Alhamdulillah, here in UAE, we barely been attacked or barely been affected with many of those things because of many of the collaboration and partnership we have. And again, that's our message, as a matter of fact, is securing the human factor, securing their data, securing their privacy, and building that cybersecurity culture. Again, we always repeat that message. We cannot do it ourselves. We need your collaboration, we need your help, and really hand in hand, as it is the year of society, the year of community, together, inshallah, we will flourish and we will definitely be the leading in that aspect. Again, honored to be here, and thank you very much for bringing me here, and looking forward for more and more collaboration. Thank you.
Your Excellency, this is, I think, the officiation. Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for that powerful message and amazing presentation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to invite the Forbes team to come forward to take a group picture with His Excellency. Thank you.